Did you know that a 3-day water fast can boost your longevity, has anti-aging effects the beauty industry would literally kill for, reduces your pain and inflammation, prevents certain cancers, and completely rebuilds your immune system? Sounds amazing, right? But here's the thing. The same process that makes fasting so powerful can also be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So today I'm going to show you the real risks of water fasting that nobody talks about, including one that even shocked me as a seasoned faster. Hey there, welcome to Water Fasting with Nat. I'm Nat, here to show you how skipping meals the right way can help you live longer, look younger, and feel unstoppable. We're diving into the transformative world of water fasting, where fat burns fast, inflammation disappears, and stubborn health challenges and metabolic struggles begin to reverse. On this channel, you'll find real stories, practical tips, and plenty of inspiration to help you start or level up your fasting journey, whether you're a complete beginner or a seasoned faster. So before we deep dive into this, I want you to know everything I'm sharing today comes from the latest medical research, not just my personal experience, although there's a bit of that thrown in. And while I'm a huge advocate for the healing power of fasting, it's exactly like a powerful medicine. Get the dose wrong and you could be in trouble. So let's look at what science tells us about the risks of water fasting and doing this safely. First, let's get really clear about who absolutely should not water fast. Now, this is not open for debate because the research is crystal clear here. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, your body needs a constant supply of specific nutrients that fasting cannot provide. During pregnancy, your baby is literally building its organs and its brain from the nutrients you're providing. During breastfeeding, your body needs extra calories and nutrients to produce the milk. So fasting during either of these times could seriously impact your baby's development. If you have type 1 diabetes, this is absolutely non-negotiable. Fasting can trigger a dangerous condition called ketoacidosis, where your blood becomes so acidic that it can be life-threatening. This happens because type 1 diabetics don't produce insulin, which is crucial for managing ketones during a fast. Without insulin, ketones can build up to dangerous levels within just 24 hours. Then individuals on different medications for diabetes, anti-seizure meds, or steroids also should not fast. So that's any medication that impacts your blood sugars. You have to be very careful if considering fasting because, again, the impact fasting has on lowering your insulin levels. If you're severely underweight or have a history of eating disorders, your body needs a certain amount of fat reserves to fast safely. So without these reserves, your body might start breaking down muscle tissue, including heart muscle, which is incredibly dangerous. And of course, children should not fast. Now here's where it gets really interesting and potentially dangerous. If you're on any medications, especially for blood pressure or diabetes, you absolutely must work with your doctor first. Here's why. Blood pressure medications and fasting both lower your blood pressure. Combine them and your blood pressure could drop dangerously low. Imagine trying to pump thick syrup through a garden hose. Then suddenly the pressure drops so low that the syrup barely moves. That's what can happen to your blood flow if you're not careful. Type 2 diabetes medications can also need careful adjustment during fasting. Your insulin sensitivity changes dramatically when you fast. Research shows that it improves by up to 30% in just 3 days. So if you're taking diabetes medications and don't adjust them, you could experience dangerous blood sugar crashes. One of the biggest risks during water fasting is electrolyte imbalance. Within just 24 hours, your mineral levels can drop significantly. Now let me break this down for you. The sodium drops first, and this isn't just about feeling tired or getting a headache. When sodium drops too low, your brain can actually swell. In severe cases, this can cause confusion, seizures, and extreme cases, even coma. But don't panic, the solution is actually surprisingly simple. Just add 1 teaspoon of salt somewhere in your water or into your regime for the fasting day, and it's going to prevent all of these issues. Now, potassium is the real trickster here. Your heart literally uses potassium for every single beat. When fasting, low potassium can cause your heart to develop irregular rhythms. Imagine trying to dance to music where the beat just keeps changing randomly all the time. That's what your heart experiences with low potassium. Even scarier, you might not even notice the symptoms until they become more severe. That's why I always advocate taking potassium powder during your fasts. Magnesium levels also drop, which can trigger everything from muscle cramps to anxiety attacks. Your body uses magnesium in over 300 different processes. So when levels drop, the effects can be widespread and unexpected. Luckily, magnesium is very easily supplemented on a fast with a simple magnesium tablet or capsule. Your heart undergoes significant changes during a fast that you need to understand. First, your blood pressure will naturally drop, which is great if you have high blood pressure, but it needs to be carefully managed. Here's what's happening. As insulin levels drop, your body starts releasing stored sodium and water, just like we talked about. This is why people often feel dizzy when standing up quickly during a fast. Your blood volume has actually decreased, so your heart has to work harder to pump the blood through your brain when you stand up. The real danger comes, though, if you're on blood pressure medications. So fasting itself lowers blood pressure about as much as a medication does. So if you combine both effects, your blood pressure could drop so low that the organs like your kidneys don't get enough blood flow. Here's the shocking part that most people don't know. The most dangerous part of fasting isn't actually the fast itself. It's how you break your fast. Now, this blew my mind when I first learned about it. When you haven't eaten for a while, your body becomes extremely sensitive to food. A bit like a dry sponge ready to soak up everything. If you jump right back into eating normally, several dangerous things can happen. Your insulin spikes dramatically, much higher than normal. Your phosphate levels then plummet. Your electrolytes can shift rapidly. Your heart rhythm can become irregular and your breathing muscles can become weak. This dangerous combination is called refeeding syndrome, and it can be life-threatening. But again, the solution is very simple. For every 3 days of fasting, you need at least 1.5 days of refeeding. And you have to reintroduce food slowly. And no, you can't just jump back into your favorite foods. There is a specific protocol you need to follow. Now let's talk about something that often gets overlooked, the mental impact of fasting. This isn't just about feeling hungry. During a fast, your brain chemistry actually changes in significant ways. You might experience intense mood swings that can feel like an emotional roller coaster, anxiety and depression that seems to come out of nowhere, difficulty concentrating, or changes in your relationship with food. These effects are usually temporary, but they can be intense. Some people will report feeling really euphoric during fasting, while others experience profound emotional releases or even temporary depression. Now, don't get overwhelmed by everything I just said. It's not all bad news. There's actually some good news. Research shows that following 3 key protocols dramatically reduces many of these risks. Number 1, proper preparation. Spending a good week or at least a few days getting your body ready makes a huge difference. This isn't just about tapering your food off. It's about preparing your body's mineral stores and metabolism for what's coming. Number 2, mineral supplementation. This needs to be precise. You can't just take any electrolyte supplement and hope it works. You need specific amounts of each mineral. And number 3, careful refeeding. This is absolutely crucial. Following specific guidelines for reintroducing food virtually eliminates any refeeding syndrome. So water fasting can be incredibly beneficial, right? When done correctly. But as we've seen today, it needs to be approached with the right knowledge and respect. There are real risks that need to be managed properly. And that is exactly why I created Freedom Fasters. After experiencing many of these challenges early on myself, I realized people needed a clear, step-by-step system to fast safely and effectively, because I literally could not find all of that information in the one place. So inside Freedom Fasters, I walk you through every phase of safe fasting, from proper pre-fast preparation that dramatically reduces detox symptoms to the exact daily mineral protocol that prevents all of these dangerous electrolyte imbalances we talked about. You'll learn precisely how to monitor your body during a fast, what warning signs to watch for, and more importantly, how to break your fast properly to avoid that dangerous refeeding syndrome. Plus, you'll get direct access to me through our Q&A forum and in our community. So if you're ever unsure about your symptoms you're experiencing or you need some guidance, you can get some answers. You're never alone on your fast. But if you do want to try fasting on your own, absolutely go for it. I have a 3-day fasting blueprint you can access down below in the description that follows the safety guidelines we covered here today. But just be aware that it only covers the basics. If you want a proven system that eliminates the guesswork and dramatically reduces these risks, then Freedom Fasters is for you. I've dropped the link for that also in the description below. Remember, fasting isn't a competition, even with yourself and how much weight you can lose. The goal here is healing. and that can only happen when you fast safely. I'll see you in the next video.